Hey everyone, so in the past few months I've really been getting kind of addicted to working out. Like, it's crazy because, at times it's quite uncomfortable, but it's just that I feel like the need to do it because I know that I'm going to get results if I do it properly and I do it consistently. It's become like a discipline, like it's become something that I must do. It's like everybody's got something, I suppose, like an addiction. But we need to try and kind of turn addiction into something positive. Like, if you turn it into getting healthy, eating healthy, healthy lifestyle habits, things like that, then it can become a good thing. But you have to then be careful to not overdo it, because then sometimes people can get carried away and they can overtrain, and then there's this whole thing of orthorexia, which people can get into if, say, like, they get too into like the healthy eating and they end up losing too much weight, and it just, or maybe they're trying to be too lean, say like they're a bodybuilder and they're like 5-6% body fat, and they're just not able to really kind of live a fun life because they're restricting themselves so much. So we have to find balance in life, but as long as your addiction is something healthy, then there's nothing necessarily wrong with it, as long as you're mindful that you're not gonna take things to the extreme. It's like we have to find something in our lives that we can do consistently and really be dedicated to it. And because that's really what's going to determine your success in whatever you want to do in life. Whether you want to get in shape, whether you want to run a successful business or something like that, it's all about putting in that grind. And there's an element of luck, there's genetics and things like that, but that's only a part of it. And oftentimes it can be a cop-out that people are, oh, well, I've got bad genetics, so I guess I'm just doomed to be skinny forever. But there's a lot of people who have actually proven that that's not really the case, and that they outworked their bad genetics, or they just ate more food because maybe they were just not eating enough, because maybe they had quite a high metabolism, so they had to just eat more, especially they had to eat more protein and carbs and things to fuel their workouts and repair from the workouts. So I've got everything dialed in. I'm like nutrition, the training. I try to get a decent amount of sleep as well. I just kind of get whatever my body needs, and it's just one thing I've been doing is really trying to get the steps in, and that's really been helping to be able to keep recovering and be able to just keep going at it every single day pretty much. Because if you walk a lot, it helps to get rid of all that like metabolic waste, and it just helps to deliver nutrients to the muscles to repair them. So like, because when you're moving your body, blood flows more, because when you just sat around, then the blood isn't really flowing as much. It's just kind of, so you really want to just try and get your steps. And it's also really good for your brain as well. You can think, I find that I can think more clearly when I'm like up and about, because sometimes if I'm trying to like really just think about something, I'll notice I'll just kind of get up and wander around. A lot of people probably find that they do that. So just going for a walk, really good for you. Definitely recommend that. Just really been trying to just be consistent with these workouts. I'm like, I have to do it. It's like, it's become this like addiction where it's like, but it's a good thing if you're not gonna like overdo it. It's like if I wake up, I'm like, you know what, I feel like crap, I've just overdone it, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to just take a step back and just let my body recover. But it's just about listening to your body. As long as you can do that, then it's not a bad thing. So it's just about being, having that kind of, just listening to your body, and just give your body what it needs, rest, recovery, but yeah, train enough but not too much. There's like a sweet spot of training where you're doing enough but it's not overtraining. But yeah, so I just want to like inspire people to just get started on their journey. Like I'd love to be able to like coach people actually and help them with workouts and stuff, because I've learned a lot over the years of myself, through trial and error and just learning a lot off different videos, and just kind of like, so I feel like I've got to a point where I'm like able to share my knowledge, and it'd be great to be able to do like group calls, get workouts in, and it'd be great to do something like that. And I wouldn't be like charging like a lot of money, but maybe even if someone doesn't have the money, maybe I would even do it for free, but maybe people could do it as like a kind of voluntary contribution sort of thing, is what I was thinking, where people could just like tip it if they want to put some money into it. So I'm just thinking I might start something like that up. Maybe I could do it on Zoom or something like that, get everybody into a call. So that would be cool, and then we could have like people showing off their progress and people doing like kind of like just showing the progress in other areas as well. And we'd be trying to inspire people to start their own business. We'd try and get people together to network, help to bring different people together, different skills. Maybe they want to do creative things, maybe they want to do things like, maybe someone wants to be a video editor, so then someone has a channel, then they could edit their channel. So there's different things that that people could do, but I don't know yet if like people would be up for joining something like that, because my channel's not really that big yet, and a lot of my audience isn't necessarily that inclined to be doing that sort of stuff, but that's something I would like to do at some point. And it's just I don't know, I understand a lot of people are they're struggling for money at the moment. So like I said, I wouldn't necessarily be wanting people to be paying loads of money for something, because I feel like a lot of people are kind of ripping people off with courses and stuff, and I just don't think it's right if you're doing that unless the product is just absolutely like amazing. But you've just got to like kind of find a purpose in life, and that's what I want to do. Is like, I want to help others, I want to help people get to their goals. I'm trying to get to my own goals, and I'm still learning, but I want to try and kind of just keep focusing on growing this channel and keep grinding with the workouts, because I want to be like somebody that people look up to for advice. I had someone ask me for advice a few weeks ago at the gym. Like, someone was I was getting the changing room, right, and someone was like, asking me how long I've been training, and I was like, a few years, kind of on and off, that kind of, and it was like, I was like, oh, you're, because you've got, you're tall and you got abs, and I was like, I didn't really think I'm that great, to be honest, but he obviously looked up to me, so he wanted to, my advice on how he could get leaner and have abs and stuff. So I was just kind of giving him some advice. So I would give people advice for free. It's just but if people want to support me, then I'm going to put my PayPal link in the description. You could also send a super thanks or whatever. That would be a good option as well. Also, I go live and you can send super chats there. It's just it would be great if people maybe like to send the odd bit. It's just I'm not saying you have to do it. It's just I understand not everyone's got the money, and not everyone's necessarily got the means to do it. So like, they might not have PayPal, for example. So, but it would be nice if some people out there could let's say Now I've got like just over 2,000 subs, right? 2.15k, right? So, you know, even if let's say 10% of those, right, let's say 200 of them was to send like £5 a month, that's like £1,000 a month. So obviously that, you know, I'm not saying that necessarily like 200 people would, but it's just as an example. I mean, but you can see how it quickly adds up if you get the numbers of people, you know, to be able to just send a little bits every month. And of course, yeah, £5 a month is, you know, it can be a lot for some people. I understand that, but yeah. But I feel like you know, because I'm trying to give out value, trying to help people, and I want it because it's like all it does is like encourages me more to like actually want to keep giving out advice, because then it shows appreciation for that, and then it's like then means I can actually you know, make a living doing that, and that's something that would give me a sense of purpose, because I'm like knowing that I'm able to make a living doing something I really enjoy doing. So if people want to support me with that, then that's great, but it's up to you. I'm not really that bothered, but just but yeah, back to the topic. But yeah, like you know, the training for me has just been really like, you know, the intensity of it lately has just been so like crazy. Like the amount of volume of work that I've been putting in, like pretty much every day I've been doing something of like training, like just training my absolute ass off. I mean, like the amount of muscle growth I've had in like, even just like, it's like I said the other day, right? I had my parents around, like my stepmother noticed almost like immediately that my changes in my physique. And I hadn't seen her since like Christmas, so it's been just over 3 months, right? That she noticed changes even just since then. So that is that's a sign that I'm really making progress quite quickly. So I just did a workout and did a few pull-ups and stuff. So I'm getting better at those, noticing improvements coming on quite quickly as I start emphasizing more of those exercises like pull-ups and dips. I've really been getting a lot better with those as well. So it's just about me just kind of like refining my technique now as well, like trying to get the form down and things like that, because some of them were a bit sloppy for a while, and I was just trying to just kind of focus on quality as well as quantity, really just like make sure that I'm taxing those muscles so that they grow back thicker and stronger. So yeah, so basically yeah, it'd be great to get people on a call, and then I'll be able to see people's technique. I'll be able to kind of, you know, help them to correct it if there's any problems. So a lot of people don't exactly know what they're doing when they first start, and I can, you know, go through like some of the basic stuff and help them get into some pretty good shape. I could help them a bit with diet perhaps, and I can just I mean, just it mainly just comes down to like, if you're first starting off, if you're like, you know, if you're really skinny, then you just want to add a few 100 extra calories on, I would say. And then if you're quite chubby, then you probably want to, first off, I would say, just go on a deficit for a while, and then start to add in and some you know, once you get down quite lean, then you can start bulking up. But yeah, I would just, you know, kind of try to suggest certain swaps and stuff like that, perhaps, if people are interested in that. So it's just, I have a passion for like holistic health, but we can also talk about like mental health as well, and kind of give people more, you know, kind of specific like sort of help with that, you know, it would be good. But yeah, let me know, guys, you know, if you have any struggles, and we can try and help you out with that sort of stuff. You know, it's just, because that's something that would give me a sense of purpose, to be able to help others. So, because at times I felt like, you know, I've just been not really doing anything with my life, really. And yeah, so it's just about, You know, if you really are going through something, that's one of the things that can help you, is by finding purpose, finding something in your life that gives you purpose. Maybe it's helping out a charity or something like that. I don't know, just for example. But yeah, so what I would say is just kind of, yeah, if you really want to get in shape, just let me know and we can try and get some groups sorted out. And yeah, but like I said, any contribution would be really appreciated. I'm not trying to like e-beg, as some people would call it. I don't know why people have a problem with quote unquote e-begging. I think that it's just some people, I guess, don't like it because maybe they wish they could do it, and it kind of makes them jealous. I don't know, maybe that, I understand it can get annoying, but people got to understand that it's like, if that's what they want to do for their job, then, you know, people need to be reminded that, you know, that contributions are something that will help that. But I'm not going to just keep constantly like begging. That's not probably good if you're doing that, but I understand if people, you know, occasionally just like shout out their, you know, whether it be PayPal, Patreon, whatever. And yeah, so it's just like, you know, what are your intentions? Are you trying to help people, or are you just trying to, you know, get money out of people without providing any value? Because if you're not providing any value, then do you actually deserve it? And I suppose I was at a time I was being a bit kind of entitled, you could say, where I was like expecting people to join my memberships, send me PayPal or whatever, but like what was I exactly doing for that, you know? You have to find some thing to kind of, you know, give people a reason to do that. But the thing is, you just need to focus on your purpose, because that as a byproduct will hopefully that will lead to people wanting to donate to you, because they believe in your cause. They believe you're doing something good for humanity. So you should be doing it from like a selfless kind of, not all about yourself. It should be about, the focus should be on helping others rather than it being about helping you. And as a byproduct, you'll feel more fulfilled, and possibly people will want to contribute to you. So yeah, it's just in this kind of system where it's like, you know, you could say it's like meritocracy, and, you know, to a degree it's kind of like that, but, and there's arguably sometimes when merit doesn't always, you know, get rewarded fairly, and then not much merit then gets rewarded better. But, you know, it's like, but generally people are going to want to support something that they believe in and they want to get behind, rather than something that they just think is not very valuable. So like, that's a tip for you guys. You know, if you want to start a business, then the focus should be on the value, not so much on marketing it. Because all these people trying to market their stuff, trying to do all these fancy things and trying to manipulate people with prices and whatever, and probably because their product sucks, because then you wouldn't need to market the product so much. If you have a good product that people recommend it, that does the marketing for you. So yeah, so that's what it is. So you get these shady friggin' things like these ads that keep popping up. It's like, if they actually had a good product, then people would be saying, oh, this is such a great product. They would be like constantly like promoting it, probably. So whereas it's like, no one really would probably find it any good. They have to keep spamming ads to people because the product's kind of crap. So yeah, so it's about me just being self-responsible and doing the right thing. So this kind of brings it back to like the workouts that I have to do this for me, because I'm like, I want to be like, this might sound crazy, but I actually want to be the biggest natural bodybuilder. Well, at least the biggest natural autistic bodybuilder, maybe, I don't know. That might be my niche. I was thinking about that earlier. Because how many, like, I was wondering, like, how many, like, autistic people are actually bodybuilders. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a bodybuilder, because I'm not going to be, like, walking on stage or anything like that, but I'm, like, I'm trying to be, like, athletic and build muscle and get stronger. But, yeah, I want to be, like, yeah, that would be my niche, and I would be able to inspire that community, because there don't seem to be a lot of that community getting into health. They seem to, oftentimes I've noticed that they're either like super skinny or they're like obese, and it's like there's not many that are like jacked and like have muscle definition and look sexy, basically. But yeah, it's there's just, I don't know, I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons why they struggle with dating, because oftentimes they're, I mean, this might sound really harsh, but yeah, but it's like if we can get them into fitness and get them eating the right food and stuff, then that could really be a game changer, because they could go from being like, because maybe some of the problems are exacerbated by, because, you know, the social awkwardness and all that, because maybe deep down they feel like, you know, they're not they're not sexy or something. So it's like maybe it would give them a bit more confidence. Because I know that I was feeling like really awkward. And I still do to a degree, because it's still lingering a little bit, but I've worked on it a lot more. People have noticed that my confidence has gone up, and yeah, it's just that was my story, was, you know, I talked about a while ago. I was really, really skinny for a while. I lost a whole load of weight doing crazy fasts and stuff. I know, it just felt like just crap, really. I was just, you know, that I was just I was just so skinny. I was just like, you know, so weak. I couldn't even do a single push-up properly. I was like, I had no strength hardly whatsoever, especially like in my upper body, because like being taller, it's difficult when you're, you know, with that upper body strength stuff. And yeah, it sucked for quite a while. It was just but then when you got this like autism stuff, and it's like you're just this really awkward guy, and it's like, and then people probably just don't respect you as much, because they just don't see you as somebody to take that seriously, because when you're like super skinny, then you look like kind of nerdy or whatever. And but you know, when you have a bit more, you know, mass, I guess, it, you know, people start to treat you a bit differently, and that can then sort of give you that positive reinforcement. So yeah, so that could help that community, you know, it could help, you know, the neurodiverse community. I think it's like Autism Awareness Month, if I remember. So yeah, I mean, I just want to keep making gains, and I was for a while thinking I was just going to more or less plateau and just kind of, but I've just been really, really getting into it. I just can't stop. Like, I can't stop training. I just can't stop, because I'm seeing progress all the friggin' time. Like, I'm making like PRs and stuff all the time. I'm noticing, you know, improvements. People are noticing my physique changing, so it just keeps spurring me on, because when people are seeing it, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna keep going then. Because it's like, if people don't see much of a change, then you might feel like, oh, well, what's the point, because I'm just gonna probably end up getting diminishing returns, and then it feels like worthless. But then when people are seeing your changes to your physique, it's like, damn, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep on, you know, going. I'm just have this addiction now where I'm like, I just need to keep doing this, because it's like, it's one of the ways I get dopamine, because then it's like, you know, I see all these improvements in my fitness, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, get in. It's like when I got, you know, 140 kg deadlift. I haven't actually done deadlifting really for a while, but I thought, you know, because I wanted to get to 140 because I think that's something like top 5% strength wise. Maybe it's a little bit easier with me being tall, but probably not really actually. But yeah, that's 140 without any straps or anything. So I'm pretty happy with that. Didn't use any choke or anything, just my bare hands. And I'm pretty happy with that, you know, because it took me a while to get to that point, but I know that, you know, if I put the work in, then I'm gonna get the results out. You know, I can, yeah. So just keep seeing progress. If I keep showing up, doing the work, doing the workouts. I mean, and the thing is, you don't even need a gym, right? So people think you need a gym to get jacked, right? You don't. You don't hardly need anything. And you could use bands and stuff like that, but you can do most things with just your body weight. So I could show stuff in, you know, let's say if I do a kind of like training boot camp, and we get people into it, and we'll show like all these at-home workouts people can do. We show the technique and have them do it. We do it all together. We just start off with basic stuff, and you know, people can work their way up over time, increasing reps, increasing the, you know, like the weight or whatever, and the resistance. I mean, so it's just, I feel like I've got to a point where I can do that, and I want to be able to use my, I mean, it's like, yeah, people might think I don't look that impressive or whatever, but the thing is, most people are just kind of, you know, like they have this kind of skewed perception of what fitness is online because they see all these crazy physiques. But yeah, this is like where we're at. Got my arms there. You can see some details, the shoulders there, look, you know. So yeah, that's just see the biceps there. But like, yeah, I'm a tall guy, so I got longer arms, so like proportionally it looks like not as muscular, but if I put that next to somebody else, you'll see like just how big they are. So yeah, it's just, I've been seeing improvements, other people have seen improvements, and I just want to keep on pushing the envelope. I just want to keep on seeing how far I can go. I want to see how far my body can go, you know. I'm like, screw just like, oh, I'm just gonna like, you know, just kind of plateau. I think I was just coping because probably because I was like, oh well, I don't really want to bother with trying to do all this amount of workouts just to gain some more muscle, because, you know, I'm kind of happy where I am. But the thing is, deep down I wasn't really. I was kind of just coping with just trying to tell myself that I was happy where I was at, but I was still kind of awkward and not confident. So it's like, I mean, you could say, well, I need to kind of, you know, work on other ways to be confident and all that, but this is good for me. That, you know, it's as long as I'm doing it in a healthy way, not going to take any BS supplements or whatever. That you know what I mean. Like, I'll take creatine. That's the only thing I'll take for now. I don't know if there's any other ones I should take, but like I won't be taking any of like the illegal crap. Absolutely no way, and nobody should be. So no shortcuts. You could argue creatine's a shortcut, but I would say it's not, because it's like, it's not something that's a banned substance. So, but yeah, people are looking for shortcuts, and that's another thing. You have to embrace the process, guys. Okay? Yeah, you can fast track the progress, but then end up probably cutting years off your life. Is that really worth it? And if anything, it's like, you have this goal physique, and then you get there twice as quick or 3 times as quick, but then it's like, are you even going to be happy when you get there? Because you're just seeing all this progress so quickly that you just become addicted. So we have to be realistic, you know. Like, anyway, been on for like half an hour now, so yeah. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. Yeah, I'll be on live at 7 p.m. UK time, so yeah, take care, peace out, bye.